ladies and gentlemen, I present to you America's top foundational health coach, Dr. Joe D.
Well, StreamYard is doing its thing today, and we are having a ball with this. No matter what, no matter where, no matter how. That is truly, truly the art of manifestation. I'm Dr. Jody Bear, and we are here with actually, I looked it up. This is our 440th broadcast here. 440. It's got to be a number. It's got to be a number because 4 is the foundational number of all. And I know when I was in my practice 4.5 decades that I just brought people in. How did I do this? 35,000 patients later, 1.1 pounds of toxic fat loss with only a 5% recidivism rate, 1,876 babies that were born from couples that just had given up. It was manifestation. It was manifesting that into them. They got what they needed, and we moved on, and they told 20. This is the same thing that we will have now with our beautiful, beautiful movie, The Art of Manifestation. It's debuting, and you'll hear all about it. I have 5 of us together, 5 beautiful, soulful thought leaders, participants in this documentary movie. And you will hear their passion, hear their stories. As I say, in my years of Chinese traditional medicine, it's spiritual, but then it is mental. That's why we call it MIndSet Monday. It's truly a mental thing after the spirit. Then it goes into your emotions so you feel your emotion. And then it's physical, financial, and social. Every single one of these thought leaders are tremendously spiritual. They have manifestation, mental muscle, and the rest of the other 4 pillars as well. And it is my honor and privilege to bring this to you. So just go down when you see this brand new YouTube channel that we have, Healthopedia 365. Like, subscribe, and share. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for bringing this message, because this is a message like none other. And the message that I can tell you and what we're doing, as I'm going to bring up just one sponsor, and it is Dr. James Marinakis, acupuncture physician, homeopath, naturopath, my teacher of 2.5 decades, teacher of physicians. But we are bringing something new to this art of manifestation into South Florida. And we're doing it 2 for Tuesdays. We're starting on the 19th of May. Next Tuesday, we will bring it to Pompano Beach at EPI Wellness Center for the cost of a consultation. A movie fades, a date fades, the concert, the weekend getaway. This is 2 for you. What does 2 for Tuesday stands for? It's you and your health. If you're not local to South Florida, you can go and Zoom on just being there virtually. It's not quite the same as being there live, but you can still feel the movement, feel what we're doing. And it truly, truly is the process. What is the process? Well, I can tell you, if you have a modality, if you have a vision in your business, whether you're a doctor, lawyer, Indian chief, mompreneur, entrepreneur, president, king, queen, matters not. When the process comes into you in your life, you will get more done, more productivity, less expended energy, more vitality, which creates longevity. That's what Dr. Jim and I will be teaching. So check it out. I can tell you we will be on Healthopedia 365. It'll be on the YouTube. There'll be several shorts this week, but you can register. And where you'll be registering is hap.eventbrite.com. So join us, join with us, join this movement. But I wanted you to hear from Dr. Jim himself about what the process is. So take a listen, take a feel, because unfortunately, Dr. Jim was called away with a client who needed him. That's what we homeopaths do, and we naturopathic physicians, we healers. You are who we serve. So take a look, take a feel, take a listen.
The main reason I believe people's health is declining globally is because they don't do the things every day that they need to maintain themselves. They don't walk enough. They don't get enough nutrients. They accumulate way too much stress. They don't expose themselves to nature. They work under artificial lights that damage the rods and cones of their eye, their brain, disturb functions of their liver. Everybody wants to be free from disease, and they want to enjoy a long and happy life. At the Personal Performance Institute, we teach you how to do exactly that. It starts right in the beginning. The very first things you'll do, which are simple instructions, will improve your health, and they will make you feel better about yourself. Not believe that you feel better about yourself, but actually feel better about yourself. That's what the Personal Performance Institute can do for you.
So as I said, it's hap.eventbrite.com. Just enjoy the journey with us, and see you Tuesday as our 2 for Tuesdays. Once a month training kicks off, but now this is Mindset Monday, and it is once again my delight and my honor to bring up these 4 thought leaders who are in the trailer, and you're going to hear it from them in just a moment. I can say that Elizabeth Carson is truly I called her Beyond Trauma, a transformational global coach. And I want to say, Elizabeth, it's not a Z, it's an S, because you just sizzle. That's what the S stands for, Elizabeth. Welcome to Mindset Monday. And then we're followed with Dr. Glenn. I'm sure that Tommy's going to get his camera on in just a moment, but Dr. Glenn is, this is a repeat. Dr. Glenn, you're back with us on my podcast. Beautiful to see you. Quantum physicist extraordinaire. And yes, with that hair, we'll just call him our manifestation Einstein. And truly, Juliana Trejo, what beauty you bring as a manifestation. Yes, meditation, movement, yogi. Just check her out. She's now on the beach doing classes in Pompano. I'm so excited to have you in my life. Thanks to Marianne, who got an earlier flight going to Cannes, so she won't be able to join us today. We are on the move with this manifestation for sure. And thanks for all the comments. And then if I couldn't have Dr. Jim, my co-founder, my partner, teacher, trainer, I had to have somebody for the best for last. Well, undoubtedly, it was Tommy Ooze. I mean, truly, Tommy, this is what I've said here about you. You are a global, millennial, motivational, just magical manifestation speaker yourself. When you were speaking on Friday and you were in front of me, I felt your energy to the back of me when we were there on Friday. And so welcome all. And thank you for spending the time. And so Elizabeth, it's ladies before gentlemen. We'll go Elizabeth, Juliana, and then Glenn and Tommy. Just tell us a little bit about you. Lovely introduction. Looking forward to it. Elizabeth, the microphone is yours.
Yes. Hello, everybody. So awesome to be here with everybody on this awesome Monday. My name is Elizabeth Carson. I am a transformational coach and global speaker. And my goal, I guess, is basically I've dedicated my life to awakening the power within people and reminding everyone that we have the power to create our reality within us. And we don't need to depend on external stimulus to do so. And really how you get there is addressing your unresolved stuff and going into your inner world, right? That is how you awaken the power within. So that is kind of what I try to do around the world.
And may I just take out the word try? You just do it every single time. You enter a room and you enter a stage and you enter doing something on social media, for real, for real. And Juliana, you do it with this quiet presence. Tell our Mindset Monday, our Healthopedia 365, beautiful, beautiful audience, just who you are and what you do, my dear.
My name is Juliana Trejo, and I am so grateful to be a part of this podcast, this manifestation, this conversation. I've been teaching yoga for 32 years, blessed to have a teacher that introduced me to yoga through breath work. So it took me beyond just striking a pose into what I do now, which is a lot of focus on meditation, movement, conscious living, bringing people into the now, empowering people by calming their mind and teaching them proper posture, how important it is for the body to be active. That's why I changed my classes outdoors, because I noticed that people are inside too much and how important it is to be outside in nature. So that's what I'm doing right now. My lifelong mission is helping people to stay present, to heal, to find their inner power, and to be authentic.
Yes, and you do that just by sitting there eating your meatballs. And that is the truth. That's how we met. I mean, that will be, I think, our theme. Tony Doty, the executive producer, was on last week with the team. I said, this was manifestation through meatball. I think we're going to probably do something like that and come up with a vegan round for us for real. And Glenn, wherever you are and whatever you do, you are just Dr. Glenn. Tell people who you are and what kind of quantum manifestation you're doing now. Who knows? Says you came back from Mexico. Welcome. Thank you for finding the time.
Hi, everybody. Pleasure to be here. And excuse the background noise, but I'm in a public place. So what I do is, what Elizabeth does, I try to educate people and deprogram them so they can live a life that's not dependent on external people. Usually it's doctors, in my case, because people believe that they have to be healed by an external person. So my mission is to actually give people the science, give the left brain a rational explanation so they can accept the fact that they have the power to heal their own bodies. This requires deprogramming, because everyone from the age when you're born, there's always a parent, a teacher, or a doctor around to help you or to actually guide you or program. It's part of the programming. We think we need someone to do that for us. And my job is to help people understand that we can do it ourselves.
Deprogramming. And when you were just born to speak, and you're as young and full of life with the two light bulbs, Tommy Ooze, at least at your young age and what you've accomplished, there's less deprogram to do. So congratulations on that, for real. So please share who you are and what you do.
Of course. Well, appreciate you having all of us here. Excited to be here. Hi, everybody. I'm super, excited about this movie, The Art of Manifestation, and, being surrounded by such amazing, like-minded individuals. But a little bit about my background and what I do is, from a young age of 16 years old, I just became obsessed with personal development. I remember going to Tony Robbins and walking on 12 feet of burning hot coals, and that really shifted the paradigm. But I really invested everything I had into becoming the best version of myself from a young age. And like you said, Dr. J, is, you're like a blank canvas, and there's not too much blocks that you have to do other than your DNA and your ancestors. And I just became obsessed with becoming the best version of myself, understanding the laws of the universe, understanding why we are the way we are, understanding how to create the life we want, and realized at a very young age, life is truly like a video game, and we can level up our character whenever we want. So what I do is I'm a world-renowned speaker, mindset coach. I had the pleasure of being mentored by a guy who's not with us anymore, but rest in peace to Mr. Bob Proctor. And he was actually, funny enough, in The Secret, and now I'm in the Art of Manifestation. So it's truly a privilege and blessing to kind of continue to carry that torch. And I get to travel all around the world, teaching the spiritual side of success, as well as leadership development, how to rewire and your subconscious mind, get rid of limiting beliefs, and really go there and achieve everything you want. A little background noise.
Yeah, let's try that again. Okay, try that again. Rewire.
No, I don't know who that is, but all good. Yeah, and then I also have my own academy where I mentor thousands of people worldwide in like 20 plus countries. And I teach mindset, sales, leadership, as well as I do public speaking, coaching, and teach people how to make money online. And I think the biggest thing for me is like, everyone's going to die one day. And it's like, how can we leave the biggest impact and dent in the freaking universe to change people's lives? Because most people are just walking around and they don't even know where they're going. They don't have goals, they don't have dreams, and they don't have desires. And I'm really excited for this movie to come out because, everyone here plays their own role and has different value to give. And, really here to just expand people's mind. And like we say, once the mind's expanded, it can't go back. So a little bit about myself, and honestly, just excited for this thing to drop.
Oh, and let's drop it as well with the trailer right now. And a big shout out to Christian and his. I'm just call him Christian S because it's like his last name he's from Austria and it's like a Nigerian name, and so it's like many letters of the alphabet. But Christian and his brother Lucas will be next week on Mindset Monday. We're going to do this edition 3, so you can go ahead and watch last week's edition. Experience these thought leaders. If you're in the Los Angeles area, you'll be getting these links. It's a 2-day event, just like Tony wouldn't have it. And guess what? When you said this, Tommy, I just got to tell y'all, guess what? There's no coincidences. When you said this, we just got our 111th comment backstage. Wow. So you just can't make that. You just can't make this up, right? Because we are truly the makeup of manifestation. But it's a 2-day event, May 23rd and 24th. On the 23rd, what we're going to be doing is being at the Quantum Spot. It is their first anniversary. So you can go to this link. I'll be showing these many times throughout the broadcast. This is the party part. You can get discounts on services on Saturday, but then when we're going to drop, as Tommy says, is on Sunday. There's 2 versions. You can sign up. We'll have mocktails. We'll have 2 different viewings starts at noon. Then 1:30 is the first viewing, followed by a panel discussion, 6 by another panelist discussion. And of course, it wouldn't be Tony and Christina's deal and all of that unless it was absolutely, they would have something along the line of a celebration and awards. So be there, be with us. Here we have, if you just joined us, this is the Art of Manifestation film, kind of sneak a peek with none other than the transformational post-trauma coach, Elizabeth Carson, global millennial motivational speaker, Tommy Acu.Phys, quantum physicist, Dr. Glenn Rein, and mindset movement yogi, doing yoga around the world, Juliana Trejo. So we're going to watch our trailer, come back, and then have this discussion. But if you're thinking about, gosh, maybe plane, train, automobile, come and be with us because it will be a movement when we show this. So just give me just 1 minute and we'll pull this up. We are going to have the Art of Manifestation trailer. Sneak a peek.
Reality isn't neutral. You're not just experiencing it, you're participating in it.
Our innermost dominant thought becomes our outermost tangible reality.
I think success
is never coming to you as you currently are.
If you change the way you look at things, what you look at changes. Your perception is your reality.
There was no trying in it.
The universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, gives you what you are. It does not give you what you want.
It's never what you do, it's why you're doing it.
The lie is in the belief that doesn't serve you.
You can be your own worst enemy or your best friend.
People are struggling and they don't realize they're actually creating their own lives.
There's a hidden order in all of our aspects of life.
I know what it feels like.
You're not your thoughts, beliefs, or past. You're an infinite human being with a unique purpose.
Your outer world starts reflecting your inner world.
And it's as if when we're born, we're astonishing beings of love and light.
Every micro moment, every decision that you are making is impacting your energy and the field of energy that you are creating.
I was totally aware.
I learned not to push.
I never feel like I'm working.
I didn't know about it until I was well into adulthood.
The river is regular and here always.
The electromagnetic field informs the physical body.
Your autonomic nervous system is the one that makes you breathe, that organizes and makes your heart pump. It does all of that for you, and it's being done below your level of awareness.
The goal is to have more love, a higher vibration to be able to give more. If I'm down here, I have nothing to give them.
Manifestation really is fundamentally energetic.
The answer to anything you're looking for. It's always going to come from within.
Everything that we have ever wanted to be, do, or have is for the feeling of it.
The light's in all of us.
Because you're already enough. I don't want to say I made it happen, but I was just a vehicle, a tool in which it came through.
If perception shapes experience, and experience shapes reality, what do you think you have been creating?
Goodness gracious. Every time I see this, guys, I mean, what were your thoughts when you saw it on screen? Seriously. Just pop in there. Tommy, what
fired up. I was immediately fired up. The first time I saw that, I was like, let's go. I was just excited, ready to get out to the world, ready to change some lives. And yeah, I just got super fired up.
So, and you know, the thing that to me, when with the trailer, I showed it to someone who has won an Academy Award, and he is a coaching client, and he said that's the most riveting trailer I've ever seen. It rivets to your core. I mean, for real. I think that. I think that's the word for today. But why, Juliana? Why did you go from meatballs to just say, no, I'm going to be a part of this project? Because I was there when that happened, and you said yes.
Yes. Well, the way that the group, the energy of the group, a high vibration to be on that table sitting with everybody, the level of the conversation, the heart connection, the vibration, just it felt right. I felt like I was in the right space. So yes, with all of you guys, the conversation was deep, and I felt that I was being nourished because we give a lot all the time. And yes, to be in a space in which you are receiving and you're being nurtured just through conversation, like high frequency conversation, that was so much for me. And I made the decision right there.
Yes, it was beautiful. And Glenn, I mean, you know, you've known Tony and I for a while, and perhaps others of us as well. And I said, why did you say yes? I said, I'm going to be part. I'm in. I'm sure there was an analytical part of it, being that quantum physics mind of yours.
Well, I have the same reason Juliana said, because being around all these conscious spiritual people kind of made me think that, this is a group I want to be involved with. And having known Tony as a filmmaker, it was like, well, I have this gut feeling this is going to be, a major transformation for people, a major vehicle for people to actually help them raise their consciousness.
Beautiful, beautiful. Elizabeth, was it a similar thing, or what was your experience? Oh, I'm in.
I loved Tony and Christina. They're amazing, amazing people. And then everyone that I met that was connected to them has just been incredible, like all of yourselves. So it's not something that I could have turned down, because I really feel like, the people that create and are the baseline foundational element of whatever message that they're trying to push out there, that foundation is so important, because that is the vibration of the project, right? So, you have Tony and Christina, which are amazing human beings, very conscious, trying to awaken the world. And that is the foundation, that vibration that has attracted all of you fine people into this project. So, it's just incredible.
Only 30. Only 30. And what is the number 3? It's divine resonance.
There we go. Exactly. Yeah, I can't wait.
Oh yeah. And I'm just going to say that Dr. Jim, my partner with Healthopedia, and as long as I've known him, I remember when Glenn, I believe it was Glenn and you, Elizabeth, were at the meatball table with Tony and Christine, and he said, oh, they're going to be in the movie too. And Dr. Jim is pretty zen. He doesn't get excited about much of anything, except he was about that. And if you've just joined us, we're having a conversation about being spiritual beings in a human experience. And this has been truly a human experience with the Art of Manifestation film. We are going to debut this, or as Tommy said, the incomparable global millennial speaker, Tommy Yu, said it's going to drop on May 23rd and 24th. So what was your experience when you said, I'm in?
Yeah, it's a crazy law of attraction, law of vibration, story like Liz was saying. I remember I was on tour, keynote speaking and traveling, and through the universe, God brought me to this event in Fort Lauderdale, and I closed it out as the keynote speaker after James Dentley, Les Brown's best friend, and Tony was in the crowd, and I didn't actually know him at the time. And I did my whole spiel, my keynote, spiritual side of success, 8 ways to shift your paradigm. And I remember him coming up to me, and it was like in The Secret, where like you get that nudge from the universe or something happens, and he goes, hey, I'm Tony Doty, Dreammaker. I'd love to put you in a movie. You're Bob's last protege. And I'll never forget that day, because the turn of events, I could be on here for an hour telling that story that happened to get me to that keynote, was really, really insane. And it all happened not by accident. So as soon as he told me about this and we grabbed dinner and talked more about it, after that, I was 100% in, because I know what that movie, The Secret, did for millions of people. And, like he always says, that was 101 basic law of attraction, really the law of vibration. And the Art of Manifestation is 102, 103, 104. So I'm excited to just get the information out to people, because I think that is what holds most people back, is they don't know. And at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. And most people don't know how to properly get what they want in life, or go achieve all their desires, or as we like to call it, manifest. So as soon as I got this opportunity, I was like, I can't wait to get this out there.
And as I say, whoa, manifest. And I think I was remiss in not acknowledging, yesterday was Mother's Day. Ladies, happy Mother's Day. And I remember my first experience as a young mother at age 26, when and I gave when you said keynote, Tommy, it just means I felt compelled to share this, because I have a speech that I give usually around Mother's Day, because it's called 36 Hours to Life. I was in labor for 36 hours, and they said my firstborn was stillborn. And I yelled from, I think I shattered the walls of the hospital. I said, my baby will live and not die. He will live. I did. And that's 46 years ago. I didn't know whether it was a he or she. Guess what? It was a he. I knew it in my bones. And they lifted him out. And they said, oh, there's going to be all kinds of things wrong with him. They were preparing me as I was going into the operating room. I said, he will be healthy and whole. Happy birthday, son. He was born. Became a mother on Mother's Day, 36 hours to life. Not only did he live, SAT score, All-American, now a fine father of 3. Ain't nothing wrong with that baby, because I said he's going to be a man. So we have those experiences. And so I want to go into this. That was my first of a manifestation. I didn't know what that it was a quantum science thing. I just felt it in my soul. But I mean, and I'm going to start with you, Elizabeth, because I love, love, love what you say in the trailer. God's source, how you said it. So where did that quote that is now going to resonate through like forever with our movie in the trailer, where did that come from in your experience of life?
Well, you know what? It's really that I realized that you have to really become what you want, right? So the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, will give you what you are, and it will not give you what you want, because this is basically spiritual law. If you want something, then that means you're telling the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it, that you don't have it. So therefore, there's that distance. It's not resonating within you at that time. So the minute that we want things, it's like, oh, we want, so it's like pushing it farther away from us. Really, we need to become the things that we want. We need to become the person that we want to be, walk in that energy today. And then in turn, our external reality will start mirroring that back to us instead of, lack or whatever it is that, we feel. So, I mean, really, that's how we create our reality. We become the energy of what we want to attract. And therefore, spiritual law says it has to return to you. So, I mean, this also aligns with physical body. I mean, we have our reticular activating system that filters our reality for what we think we are, right? What we think life is to be. So, I mean, all of this stuff kind of relates into the perception of what you create in your reality. So, I mean, become what you want, and don't want that thing. Become that thing now, because that is how you're going to eventually, become that.
And now spelled backwards is 1. And I think it comes to me, I'm bringing up, this was a quote that Dr. Jin gave us in Aruba. And if you're wondering, ladies and gentlemen, on this, yes, we are pitching to, as Tommy Lou says, to be there with our film debut. And my grandkids said to me when they all called me for Happy Mother's Day, and they said, you're just everywhere. You're just everywhere. And I said, and just get used to it. I'll always be everywhere, because it's like moving at, as Jim said, and this is his quote, thought speed. Because our creator of all thought it and then spoke it into existence. Faster than the speed of light, it's thought speed. And you can, at thought speed, take this down. I'm going to put this back up here, as I asked the same question to you, Tommy. And yes, this is our a limited seating because we just have the theater can't hold everything. We're not in the Los Angeles Coliseum. So do a screenshot of this registration link and be with us May 23rd and 24th. So your quote is amazing that you gave as well, Tommy, in there. And by golly, I didn't know that you were Bob Proctor's last protege. And remember when we met in October, and I said that I went on tour with him when I was in my late 20s. So we've got that in common as well. Goodness gracious. And I guess Bob just saved the best for last, manifesting that, because Glenn and I are of this age. And I said, and what I believe with this, and that's why I came out of retirement, and Jim and I created Healthopedia. We have the wisdom. Let's bring the next generation up with their enthusiasm and their innovative ways so they can be bigger, faster, stronger even than we are. And that's what Bob did for you. And that's what I see in you. I see a young, handsome man that really could be like 90 years old, or at least 72 like me. So tell us about your quote. Tell us about your quote and what, where that came from in your experience, please.
Yeah, first and foremost, I like to say I'm 27 in the physical, but 72 in the spiritual. So,
there you go.
We're all spiritual, beings living a human experience at the end of the day. And yeah, my quote in the trailer, out of a million different things I said, was, if you change the way you look at things, what you look at changes. It comes down to perception, right? And perception is one of our higher faculties. And at the end of the day, nothing is either good or bad. Everything just is. And you give things meaning. So really your perception is your reality. And that's what I said in the trailer. And I think if you change the way you look at things, what you look at changes. You could have something negative happen, but if you give it a negative meaning, then you're making it negative. But if you can change the way you look at it and make it into a positive, or find the gold, I like to say, find the gold in everything that might be quote unquote negative, then if you change the way you look at it, what you look at changes, right? Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a business, whether it's really anything in life, it's finding the gold and changing the way you look at things. And then you can live a good life. Most people, the human mind, 80% of people, like, they immediately go to negative thoughts, right? When you ask somebody something, hey, what did you think of this? 80% of people go to negative. But when you work on yourself and you do personal development and you change your perception, you can start looking for the good in everything and finding that gold. So I always teach people I mentor when I go speak around the world and people I coach, it's all about shifting your perception. It's always about finding the gold and changing the way you look at things. Because I promise you, there's something good that'll come out of the worst thing that happened to you. There's always something better around the corner. And it's like the other quote, go as far as you can see. And once you get there, you'll be able to see a little bit further, kind of like driving a car through a dark tunnel. It's like we keep doing it because we know there's something good at the end of that tunnel. So that's what I would say.
And frankly, there's no coincidence. We didn't plan this, did we, Tommy? I already was ready to put up my gal, and we have a that's helping me in backstage, and I love you, Toya. Okay, thank you, big shout out. And I said this was exactly this timestamp that I was going to bring up my Leo Buscaglia quote. So you get the spiritual views of the human experience. That just gave me chill bumps, and I live in Florida. And so Juliana, because you were you were a recent addition to our movie. What would you have said? What is your famous quote and where that comes from? So I want to make sure that I include you as well.
Well, I said a few things, but one of the things that I tell myself daily, and I teach it, I preach it, is practice being present with your breath, because that will put you in the now over and over and over. And the more you practice being present with your breath, the more you are present with everyone that is around you and with yourself and your own mind, because this can be very tricky. So that was one of the quotes that I said while we were filming. And I go by it. It's a daily practice. The more we're human beings and we are creatures of habits. The more we repeat something, the better we get at it. It took us how long for us to get into the habit of brushing our teeth on a daily basis? How many times when we're told, brush your teeth, and we were little and we're like, nah, I don't want to do that. I want to go play. No, the repetition. Like the sutras says it of Patanjali. It says 99% of everything is practical. It is.
Yes, it is. It is practice, and practice makes perfect with perfect practice. As I said, being a fellow musician, and that old standard one-liner, when this man saw this cellist coming from Carnegie Hall, he said, how do you get to Carnegie Hall? And he said, practice, practice, practice. So as you said, Juliana, immerse yourself in the flow of who you are and how you are becoming. We are becoming this movement in so many quantum sides of this. Quantum physics extraordinaire, Dr. Glenn. Please explain where your share came from in the trailer. Would love to hear from you.
Well, I'm going to follow up on what Elizabeth said, because to be able to go from a thought or perception, for that matter, into a physical reality is a transition that our left brain needs to understand how that happens. Because if we understand it and we accept it and embody it, then we can manifest it. So the way that I think all that happens is through energetic mechanisms. How does thought is an energy, and an energy can ultimately transform itself from a higher dimensional energy into a lower dimensional energy and manifest in the physical world. And I mean, I didn't really talk about that because they cut out such a short bit of what I said. But in the hopefully, I haven't seen the actual film. But in the film, I hope I talk about exactly how that happens energetically, how the energy can go from the quantum domain into the electromagnetic domain, into the physical reality that we live in.
Yes, and it goes as Dr. Jim said, at thought speed. There's no getting by that faster than the speed of light. It is truly thought speed. And I think that if you just tuned in with us, make sure that if you're by train, plane, automobile, we just want you there. The 23rd and 24th, when we are, as Tommy said, to drop our beautiful Art of Manifestation film. And what Harrison Klein said, he was just adorable last Monday. And he said, we've never seen anything like it. He did the best Donald Trump impression I've ever seen. We've never seen anything like it. Well, we're never going to see anything like this again, because this is the next version. There was The Secret, and now there's the Art of Manifestation. It is an art. It's something you practice. It is truly something when you're with us. Can you imagine, ladies and gentlemen, being on this quantum rooftop spa? By the way, where this debut is it is the only one in North America. Quantum Rooftop Spa, owned by Jason Estes and Jeremy Hoffman, both in the movie. Both are authors in our first book, Healthopedia, putting the puzzle pieces together of foundational health. They're going to be back in with us on Real Matter Aware, Awakening the Conscious Male. I'm so happy that they wanted to come back and do a repeat, because they said everything has been manifested to us, Jody, since we did our first book with you 3 years ago, and it constantly changes. But this, I believe, this is just my personal opinion. It's just like having behind holes. Everyone's got one. Okay, this is my opinion, that I believe this is going to be a foundation for the next movement in quantum 5D living. And so whoever wants to go, I'd love for you to share how you plan, because like Harrison said, we've got this. We've never seen anything like it. A movie is a movie. But this, I believe, is a launch pad for so much more. I'd love to hear from you all how you plan in your teaching, training, coaching, speaking, traveling, how you're going to share our movement and our movie as a movement in your own individual worlds. Please share. Oh, Elizabeth, I think you're muted, honey. Whoops.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Am I good? Okay.
Yes. There we go.
Yes. So I plan on implementing, honestly, manifestation is something that we do all day, every day, regardless of whether we think we are or not. We're manifesting everything that is in our lives. So the documentary of the Art of Manifestation is definitely going to be like a highlight of what I talk about everywhere, because this is literally how we create our reality. So I want to help to, push this message out there, because I was on a different meeting, and Harrison also said something really great. He said that this is an activation. This is not just a documentary. So this is something that when you guys watch this, you will be activated. Something within you will awaken through this. Here's my thought process around that. This is 30 different vessels of the same type of message, right? So what I say, you may not resonate with. When you talk to Dr. Glenn, you may resonate with him. You may resonate with Dr. Jody. You may resonate with you guys. Like, who knows? Sometimes we say things in a different way, and then the vibration of our tone of voice, the way that we say our message is going to hit somebody over the head, and it might just go like completely miss a person if it's coming from somebody else. So there is somebody inside of this documentary that you will resonate with, and it will awaken something within you. So, I mean, it's such an important message to get out there. It is such important teachings for people to understand and learn, because honestly, I mean, we've been kind of walking around stimulus response, no space for that intentional creation of what we want to do. This documentary is going to train you how to make, and create that space between stimulus and response so you can have that intentional action to attract the life that you really, really want. So, yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, who's next? Let's just go. Let's go popcorn style. I got the Orville Redenbachers here. It's organic though. Let's go popcorn style. Juliana, how are you going to use this, my dear?
I'm going to use it with the workshops that I teach. I'm going to share it on my platforms. I'm going to use it on my teacher trainings, which it helps create more teachers that can impact many other people, not only in the States, but worldwide. Also in my global retreats that I do, I plan to talk about it. It's something that I live by it. And like Elizabeth said, we're manifesting in a daily basis. We manifest the moment that we open our eyes.
Yes.
If you get out completely unconscious of your bed, you're manifesting an unconscious day. So the moment that you open your eyes, you take a breath and you become conscious of your own self, what's happening inside of your head, you can start creating with a different intention, with an intention of awareness, of presence. And that you can teach it. You can teach it with your presence when you talk to people, the way that you communicate with people. So it's your persona. It helps everyone around you. Your energy helps everyone around you to transform, to uplift, or to bring down. We have the power to do that because we're creators.
We are co-creators, taking that pebble and it goes into the ocean or even into a lake that's very still, and it makes that ripple out effect. 30 different vessels, Elizabeth. That was beautifully said. So Tommy, how do you plan to use this? I mean, I'm not sure. I think we're going to see Tommy Ooze with this movie on Mars. Who knows?
Yeah.
Galactic human that you are.
Yeah, I definitely plan on, sharing this through all my platforms, my communities of thousands of people, and really just get the message out there. And I think like Liz said, is it's important for people to hear from different voices, because something you say might not resonate with someone else, but then it could come out of somebody else's mouth and then it hits them a little bit differently. And I couldn't agree more with that statement. And just plan on, leveraging it the way I leveraged The Secret. I was just speaking at an event in Calgary, Alberta last week, and I told a bunch of the young 20-year-old kids I mentor, I said, hey guys, go have a movie night and go watch The Secret. And now I can do that with The Art of Manifestation when this thing drops. So really just getting it into people's, conscious and subconscious mind, and really planting those seeds that they can manifest what they want, and sharing this with literally every single person I know, and having that lasting impact the way that things have impacted all of us in our lives. Let this be that vessel for people to make that decision to go out there and change their life and create the life they want to do or want to create by manifesting it. So definitely share it with everyone.
Share it with everyone. I mean, I have not, normally I put the comments up there, but they're just going like crazy. The last one that we got, I've just got to say before I go on with Glenn, this was cute. You mean to tell me, somebody just said, you mean to tell me that they're going to be 30 GOATs in one movie? And I just back said, of course. Greatest of all times. Yes, we are. And because we're the greatest of all time, because we have been greatest in our own mind. So Glenn, how are you going to use this in your quantum world?
Well, everybody here is a public speaker, and we all have a big following. But my following and the people that I teach is usually from the perspective of science. And as was just said by just about everyone, everyone resonates with something different. So what I intend to do is to learn from you guys how to communicate these ideas that we're sharing and that we all know in our heart, but how to verbalize them in a way that people will be able to resonate with it and get it, other than through science. Because the science part I've got covered, but you guys are so articulate in the words that you are using, and I'm sure in the film as well, that I have a lot to learn about how to bring what I say from the science world down to a level where people will resonate with it and get it. So I'm going to thank everybody in advance for for the education I'm about to have.
Well, and isn't that said, just like a true scientist, he's never done learning. He's just going to keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. So I just want to go around one more time, because yes, y'all, this 30 people, it's a divine number. I remember, and there's every reason why you shouldn't have done this. I don't know about you, but I just feel compelled to share. I had just come off of the last 2 weeks having my hiatus before after my husband graduated to heaven. Tony gave a call, said, you got to come down to South Florida, and I'm going to do what now? Elizabeth, Juliana, you'll get this. I mean, that I'm going to be in a what? You want me in a movie after this? Are you kidding? I had every single reason not to do this, not to mention, because I really want to just take a moment, and because let's just be real. Can we just be real? Because nothing, you can't fake real. So let's just be real here. This was my barrier to go through to get down there. I live in north of Orlando, had to drive. As I was going down the turnpike thinking, I don't believe I'm really going to do this. There's no way I'm feeling this. No way, no way. And I was rear-ended. I had a car accident. So then there was another reason I should have done this. But I also know that when things happen in twos, it's not going to happen in three, because I'm going to win. And I'm so grateful that I said yes. And I remember walking in to where we were filming, and Dr. Khalil Ali, who will be on next week along with Christian and his brother, Lucas S., our extraordinary editors, along with Damon Brinkley and our chief, Mel Standing Eagle, will be our guests to round out half. You will have seen half of the thought leader speakers. And now I guess we can say we're real actors in our own manifestation reality show from here on Healthopedia 365. Like, subscribe, and share to our new channel. Appreciate your follow-up and your comments, which have been extraordinary as well. But and I walked in, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get a blessing because I showed up. And Dr. Kalila was on the filming right then and there. There were 24 roses that were in the foyer. I'm going, oh, that's beautiful. I thought, oh, that's just another Christina way of Christina showing up. No, Kalila gave those roses to me. That community. I mean, I don't know you well, any of you. I probably know Glenn better than anybody on this stage, but I feel such a camaraderie and a community with you all. And I believe this collaborative collective will be that springboard that will bring us forward. You know where to find me. But Elizabeth, what was your obstacle? Or maybe you didn't have one, but there was probably something that you could have said no to this, but you said yes.
No, I had an obstacle. Oh, I had an obstacle for sure. Actually, a big one. Yes, no, I had scheduled the shoot for a while. And the morning of the shoot, I had found out some news. And I was getting just hit up by a bunch of different people and a lot of random people. And they weren't very positive at all. So, some stuff had just went out on the internet. So it was kind of a crazy morning for me. I had been dealing back and forth with this drama of my last year whole, we won't get into it, but a lot of drama with a person dealing back and forth in court. So So the morning of, shooting, it was like so many different things were coming at me. It was like, bow, and then bow, bow, bow. It was like so many different people reaching out to me, all this negativity. And so I was not feeling aligned or like myself when I showed up on set. And Kristen was there, and she saw me right away, and she's like, "Hey, what's wrong? Let me do a quantum healing on you." I was like, "Oh my gosh, please, I need it." So I laid down. Kristen did a quantum healing on me, and I literally 20 minutes later felt like myself again. I was in alignment. Like you said, Dr. Jody, I mean, I don't know any of you guys very well, but it's this camaraderie. It's like this connection that we all have. And when I showed up there on set, it was the connection, it was like I was being held in a space where people were so aware that they could tell just from my energy that something was off, and were more than willing to bring me back into alignment. And that is what I'm talking about. This type of beauty that this project has brought such amazing people together to be a part of. I mean, it's just incredible. So think about spreading this into the world, this type of camaraderie into the world. That's really what everyone is begging for. So.
Oh, it's true. And when you said camaraderie, guess what happened, Elizabeth? My nose started itching, because that's where my pineal gland goes straight down to my nose. So you're right on. My nose is itching. I'm so happy I had an itchy nose. Tommy. And if you're seeing all those ttpsluma.com, that's where you get your ticket. Be with us. If you think this is great, be with there for real and be with us. So Tommy, what was your experience before you got on stage and did your filming?
Yeah, honestly, I was pretty in alignment with it, but I did have to fly into Miami. So I almost missed my flight that day before, but I manifested making it. And I remember waking up the next morning and Ubering up from Miami all the way up to Hollywood to shoot on set that day. And honestly, I was just excited. I did my personal development, I did my priming, and I was a little bit in flow state. So I had a little bit of a different experience, but I think it all worked out perfectly. And I was just ready to shoot. I'm not a morning person. I like to prime myself in the morning, but we shot really early, but it was still really good. And yeah, my experience was great. And then from that point onwards, I was like, man, we need to get more legends in this movie. And, I was grateful enough to get some of my good friends who we just spoke on stage with out there in Palm Beach, Kevin Trudeau and Gary Spivey in Last Minute into the Art of Manifestation. So I've just felt super aligned with this movie. And even when I was flying to Palm Beach, this is actually a funny story. I almost didn't make it. I won't go into it, but I almost didn't make it for Palm Beach on Friday, but the universe, God, it wanted me there. And, we just focused on the outcome we wanted and detached from it, cared, but not that much. And it all worked out perfectly. So, yeah.
The outcome you want, because Elizabeth, because you say it so succinctly, it's who you are, not what you want. Did I do it right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yay. I'm learning because I pride myself being a 5-decade coach. I know when to coach and when to be coachable. Stellar. Glenn, how do you plan to use this, and where can people find you?
Well, I had the opposite experience. I had no obstacles at all. Unlike Tommy, who had to fly to Florida, I actually moved to Florida because I wanted to be part of Tony and Christina's world. I wanted to be part of the film, obviously, and their world. So I actually got rid of the wife, I got rid of the house, and I got rid of the dog so that I was free to move to Florida to manifest this next phase in my life.
Don't mess with this quantum healer.
Not rid of the wife.
The wife. Okay. Oh my goodness. That is a semi mic drop. Give us what you had to come over, if anything. I know that you didn't have a wife. Was there anything that you had to get through to be there, Juliana?
Well, I'm the kind of person that likes to keep things quiet until they come to fruition, because I have had previous experiences that I'm putting something big for myself together. And when I share it, I get bombarded with a lot of negativity, and that just shrinks my electromagnetic field, and I have less energy to create and manifest. So I kept it quiet. I was dealing with my own negativity because from my young age, I don't score good when I am under pressure. Like if I'm going to take a test, I get a blank, and those things happen. So just the fact that I was going to be sitting with all these lights and maybe somebody asking questions, that for me right there was terrifying. So I was my own worst enemy. I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do it? And I'm like, get back to the breath, Jules. Just breathe, ground, your heart is open, and you're just going to share what you do on a daily basis. That's all. So I deal with it, and I kept myself anchored with it, and I just went into the emotion of sharing something so beautiful and hanging out with Tony, with Christina, and with everyone at the meatball dinner. That really made me feel so comfortable. Yes, and I felt like I just belong. So I guess I dropped from my mind to my heart, and that really helped me out tremendously, and I'm very excited.
Because you feel the emotion, but don't be not to be held captive to it. So I think we just have to call the new name of the meatballs is Manifestation Meatballs. We'll have to share that with Tony and Christina, because I know they're moving on up to Cam. But I mean, I have one other gift for all of you. If you just joined us at the tail end, watch the rerun. This is we've just been able to scratch the scratch. This is more than a movie. It's more than a movement. This is a manifestation in action. And this trampoline is going to be shooting up in a galactic way into areas that we have never, any of us, even my 72 years, have not experienced before. I really, really believe this, because one of my favorite quotes from a dear, dear friend of mine who I've shared stages with Les Brown. He's just, and Jamie Kerr in the UK, and he is in our Real Men Are Aware book. He was in our first Healthopedia book, and this is what he says. And I want to leave this with you all. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You had other things to do with this hour, things you could have done, places we could have gone, but here we are. Because if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with a team. But if you want to go fast and far, go with the right people. And y'all, you are the right people. So, and Glenn, I know you know this, and I don't even care anymore. I'm going to date myself, and I'm going to enjoy it. Remember the dating game? And they said, what do they do at the very end? They blow a kiss. So that's what I'm not going to take y'all down. We're going to do it together. We're going to say, in each and every day, make it a great Healthopedia kind of day. Ciao for now on 3. 1, 2, 3. Mwah. Blow it with me. Mwah.
Woman up.